Hey guys, Heavy Arms 45 here. Um, a friend recently suggested that I do a little thing where I talk to y'all about some of my gaming experiences. If I haven't said this before, but I enjoy playing role playing games, Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder. Now, I went from Dungeons and Dragons to Pathfinder. I was a 3.5 lover, still am, but when they decided to go to 4.0, I was like, hell no, and went to Pathfinder with my friends. And once we went to Pathfinder, I've stayed on Pathfinder 1.0. I'm not going to second edition right now because I don't like it. And everybody has their preferences. You don't have to move to the next generation if you don't want to. But I have a story of a friend of mine who played, I want to say it was probably 3.0. And it was an interesting story. And this story is going to get into another thing that I'm going to talk about soon called bad judgments in DMing. One time, a friend of mine named Brian had a character who was a ranger. His ranger had picked up this +3 bow. And this +3 bow was supposed to be all powerful. But he had just got this new bow and they were going in to fight a red dragon, an elder dragon. And in the middle of them fighting this ancient worm dragon, Bryant decides to pull out his bow. He stretches it out. He fires. And he didn't know that the bow was a cursed bow. The bow, instead of hitting the dragon that was right in front of him, bounced and shot the dragon's claw that was behind a rock. The dragon recognized that he saw the bow pointed dead at his chest, but that it hit his toe. He thought it was strange. So, in the middle of the battle, he just basically stopped the whole fight and said, wait a minute. Took a goblin that he had that worked for him, put him behind a rock, and told Brian's character to do it again. Brian's character fires the bow. It bounces around and hits the goblin behind the boulder. The dragon thinks this is so wonderful. This is such a great feat that he can do, that he can shoot things that has cover, which that was what the bow's name was. It had True Strike on it. It was a True Strike bow that could not hit anything in front of it. It could only hit things that had cover. So, this character had a bow that could hit anything behind cover, and the dragon thought it was such a fun toy to have. So he would have this ranger shoot for him every once in a while. And because he had that happen, he made friends with the dragon. The dragon gave him a ring of communication so that whenever the dragon wanted him to do this trick again, he could come out and do this little trick. And at the same time, as a show of good faith in exchange, the dragon, whenever he would call on him, would come and help the party whenever they was in a fight. You know, having a great worm ancient worm dragon working with you and your party sounds like fun. But after a while, having it constantly calling him to keep doing those tricks just got to him. So he threw the ring that the dragon gave him away. Just threw it off. And it took about a week. But about a week later, the dragon came up and said, "You dropped this," and gave him back the ring. Well, he played along again for a little bit long, and Brian kept trying to be a good guy about the whole thing, but he tried to throw it away again. Well, this time the dragon wasn't very forgiving, And he didn't like having to first find where his ring was located, then try and find the guy. So instead of trying to alleviate that by taking it back to him, he just took the whole ranger with him back to his cave. And to this day, that dragon still has that ranger with him. Now, I don't know if he's an elf or what, but I know a dragon can live quite some time. And if he's only in his early 300 years, he has 400 more years of just playing with a dragon, shooting arrows at things behind it, and the dragon having a good time just seeing him do it. The reason that I'm telling this story is because this is a bad idea in DMing. After hearing that story, I was like, that's such a stupid item. Let me go ahead and give this to one of my party members. So, I gave it as a gag gift in my Pathfinder campaign that I'm DMing. Well, instead of it being a gag gift, this character has basically embraced the whole weapon itself. She is very proud of this weapon, and I feel like I made a oops. Once she found out that it was cursed, instead of trying to get rid of the weapon, she just decided, oh, so if I don't see what I'm shooting at because it's behind cover, what I'll do is close my eyes. So for quite some time, whenever she pulls her bow, she strings it up. The arrow's aimed. She closes her eyes after she knows where the target is and fires. And when she fires that great arrow, all of a sudden she hits with a plus 20 no matter what. Well, since she was new and I was being stupid, I went ahead and let it happen for a while. But then I tried to alleviate the situation but after a while I realized that she's not getting tired of doing this. So I went ahead and started putting penalties on it. Like, at certain times when she was fighting, she would fire it in the middle of a group. Like, her teammates would be up there fighting a monster, and she would shoot through them. I'm like, well, since you can't see exactly what you're shooting at, because basically with your eyes closed, everyone has cover, that means that you can hit anybody. But since technically everyone has cover when her eyes are closed, she randomly would hit different party members with her arrows. And after a while, I started feeling like she was relying on too much, and that, like I said, it was supposed to be a gimmick item, that I just figured I would just go ahead and talk to her about it and ask her to get rid of it. And that's when I realized that she felt bad about having the weapon. Not that she felt bad about having the weapon, but that out of the weapons that she had, she didn't feel like she had a weapon that was really. But I have sympathy for my character because she actually wants to be a part of the party. But with the monsters they're fighting, it seems like every time she rolls a regular roll, she misses. And because she misses, it feels to her that she's not able to actually do anything without this bow. But her bow isn't what makes her a good character. Even though she doesn't have the same damage capacity as a sorcerer or wizard, or she doesn't have the the strength increase that you get from wielding a melee weapon, she's a valuable part of the group. And I wish I would have, and that's why I say this is bad DM that I did, and I knew better, but just playing around, I did something stupid, and now I'm I'm not gonna say stuck, but I have to choose between hurting my character, well, my player's feelings by taking a weapon that makes her feel that she's an important part of the group, or let her keep the weapon and not really worry about it. Part of me wants to go ahead and let her keep it, and but that also means that she's not able to do as much damage as she could do if I let her keep it, because that weapon, because of what it is, has such a high um, enchantment on it that she would have to actually either have another one made, which would cost her the same amount of money, or she could get one that has other abilities like flame burst or something like that, that actually makes it to where she can actually do serious damage to a character, or even her bow was able to do actual spell damage to people. But like I said, bad moments in DMing. It's I'm not proud of that moment. That's not something as a DM you want to do. You want to take something from one of your players, not something that you feel that they have gotten attached to. That's like you giving them a character, like giving them a dog or something like that, and then all of a sudden, after they've gotten used to having that dog with them, you kill the dog. Why would you? It makes it to where you abandon. Your point as a DM is to challenge your players, not to railroad them into a certain situation or to make them feel inadequate because of the creatures that you putting up against. As a DM, bad rolls happen as you play the game, but bad rolls shouldn't be the reason why your characters don't really want to play the game. Start off with this silly story of a bow and end with the kind of semi-serious situation with the bow. Well, we don't leave it there, and I hope y'all have a good day, and I'll catch you later.